Hey guys, Grumpy here with another episode of Banished. So we're gonna go ahead and continue our series. So in the previous episode, we made a lot of upgrades to the town. So we built our trading post. We're going to start filling it with firewood. We need to ensure that we have a constant flow of wood coming in so that we can chop those up and trade those away. We built a mine. We built a town hall. So this is to attract nomads. And then this episode, we're going to build a hospital just to make sure that we have someone available to start healing us once the disease starts creeping in. And now that I think about it, we will need a herbalist to gather herbs, which we can do over here. We're gonna need a herbalist, otherwise the doctor doesn't function as efficiently. So, I'm actually just going to deforest this little nook right here. There's not a reason to keep these trees. We don't plan on using them for anything. This would be a nice boost to our economy. Same situation, you want to make sure that you slap down a stockpile somewhere in between. And then we'll let them carry on. Now, something we're looking for once we get our first import is sheep. We do want an area for pastures, so we do want to start breeding sheep as quickly as possible. They start generating wool, and with wool you can make wool coats, which do sell for quite a bit. But ultimately, we want warm coats, which is which will allow us to better clothe our citizens. Alright, so we want to pin that, and we want to get another gatherer's hut online. Ideally, they don't overlap too much. Honestly, it looks like this is a decent place to put it. That might be okay. Well, look, we'll place it here along this road. We'll bring it in just a little bit. And we're gonna build a storage barn. Close this. We're gonna build a storage barn next to the hunting cabin. And then probably build a house on the corner here. Interesting. Alright, we just need one herbalist. They're gonna gather plenty of herbs. You consume like maybe 5 per year. Alright, I think we're doing alright. Go ahead and activate the hospital. And then we eventually need a school. I don't know if we're quite ready for a school yet. But having an educated populace is going to help us out long term. Let's see if we can build a road here. Oh yeah, okay, perfect. I just want to make sure that if we do build a school here, we're not limiting ourselves. We still have access to some of this area. Um, as tiny as it is, this might be okay farmland. So again, the firewood is low. We might need to build a second woodcutter. I think the issue though is that we just don't have enough wood coming into the town. We'll build it here. Again, the hunting cabin isn't too affected by, sorry, isn't too negatively impacted by having buildings around it. So you can kind of get away with it. Alright, so these trees are going down. I don't know if we quite have enough citizens to start a quarry, but this would secure our stone shortages. Let's grab any more freestone that's remaining. Unfortunately, I'm pretty sure that's it. We could build a bridge across here or a bridge across here, but we're spending stone to gather stone. I think it's time that we just start the quarry. This area would be good for pasture land. So we might use that area for that. Might be able to fit some quarries in here. Not quarries, mines. So we'll see how that goes. Alright. Alright. So we have our first trader, which is good. We'll see what they have on offer. So they offer cabbage seeds, which is pretty nice. Unfortunately, we can't afford it. We would have to go up to, I think, like 700 firewood. We can try. I don't know if we'll be able to load it fast enough. But we'll go up to 700 firewood to get our first resource. What we'll do is we will ask them to return if they do leave before we can trade them with any actually no, the first seed that we want is going to be wheat seed for sure. We want them to return with a grain that we can use for both alcohol and for feeding our civil population. All right, but let's see. So we have a hospital online. We will put someone in here nominally, but we don't really need a doctor per se. Not yet. We'll upgrade our blacksmith to 100. We want steel tools. Steel tools make good trade materials, so they are quite expensive. But if you have an educated blacksmith worker, each steel tool I think trades for 20 value, and they produce three at a time. So for one coal, one log, one iron, they're producing 60 value every time they do an operation. Now I don't know. Yeah, our blacksmith is not educated, so they're just getting the raw resources out. But if they were educated, then that's a pretty nice get. Alright. We will field our quarry with just one individual for now. And this will bring us stone. And to facilitate this, we'll go ahead and build a rather large stockpile in the center. We'll build a 10 by 10. So that way, any stone that's coming out of the quarry can just get dropped in the stockpile. And then once these mines are online, same thing, they'll just get dropped right on the stockpile. I think to celebrate our new quarry, we'll go ahead and build our first few stone houses. Stone houses burn half as much fuel as traditional homes, and they're less likely to catch on fire. So at some point, you do want to make that upgrade. The earlier you can make the upgrade, obviously, the better. But it just depends how much stone you have available to you. With a larger map, you have more deposits. But with this tiny map, we kind of exhausted all the stone and iron that we have available to us. We do have this down here, but again, we would need a bridge in order to get to it, and a bridge costs stone to produce. So, could do it. If we could find a smaller bridge, that might work. We'll do that so that we can gather some of this resource. Yeah, it seems like the holdup is stone, so we'll put 2 more people in the quarry. The problem is, just like the mines, people in the quarry are more likely to die if they're not educated. So we will get resources out of this, but unfortunately it's going to cost us population, which is, I think, a more valuable resource. We'll pause these just for now. Actually, as a matter of fact, we will build these as regular wooden houses and then upgrade them to stone houses, just so that we can get our population online faster. We can go ahead and strip away all this wood. We won't need this on this island here. And since we have a stockpile nearby, they can just go ahead and automatically deposit it. We won't go that far out. But I think that's pretty good. think our school should be online pretty soon. We'll go ahead and give it increased priority. So we're not quite where we want to be yet, but pretty soon we're going to want to start educating our populace. So we just want to make sure that our school is ready to go. We also want to increase priority on our woodcutter. I'm not sure why that's not built yet. They brought in 142 logs last year with 2 people. So it should be higher this year, especially with a pretty healthy forest. I don't know if that's a visual bug, but there's definitely iron here without the symbol underneath to indicate that it's being collected. Alright, cool. We have another trader. This is our favorite kind of trader. So we definitely want them to bring back coal, iron, wool. We can ask for logs even though we can produce them ourselves. We can also ask for leather, stone, and I believe that's it. Everything else we can go ahead and prepare on our own. So we will import this coal, so we'll take 50 coal for 4 firewood each. 300 divided by 4 is what, 75? Oop, a little bit of a typo there. 75. So we'll go ahead and make that trade. The reason why we want to trade for everything is because every time you trade with a merchant, you build, I guess, reputation with the town that they come from. So the next time that this merchant comes back, he'll have a bigger haul. So we want to make sure that we buy all those resources. Right. So we are still short on stone. The reason I'm guessing is because we have stone cutters that are not educated. Yes. So they are doing their best, right? They are generating stone at a steady clip. How much stone did they produce? Last year they produced 2 stone. This year they're producing 18. So it'll take a while. Put another stone cutter in there. It'll take a while to get the resources that we need, unfortunately. Okay, so one of the issues that we're running into is we have an older population now. So we need a lot more houses. People stop having children around 50. So like this is the maximum amount of children that this family will have. They'll only have these 2 children. So we need them to go ahead and start spreading out. So we need to build more houses as quickly as possible. And we do have 2 houses built or prepared here. But we'll probably need another one there. And then we'll also probably need a house for the traders. Maybe like here? No, we want a stockpile there. Actually, we want a stockpile here. And we can build houses along this road right here. Yeah, so the only thing that'll save us now is a nomad um, migration, because our population is pretty old. We'll also probably look at building a cemetery. Typically, I like to build my cemetery next to my churches. That's just for RP reasons. Is not a reason in game to do it that way. We'll place the church here and pause it. Then we'll build a cemetery kind of like off to the back like this. Actually, we'll move the church over one so that way we can build a continuous road. Let's see. So we can build a road like that. And we'll build the church here, and then we'll build the cemetery adjacent to the church, but just like facing that way. We'll pause both of these. The reserve of iron is low. You're not wrong. So we'll switch over from coal to iron. And I think it might be a little early, but I think if we start educating our populace now, that will benefit in the long term. So we are gonna make one teacher, one student. Died of starvation. Died of starvation. There's plenty of food for everybody. Interesting. We want to make sure the storage barn is built pretty quickly. Hey, all right. So we have 3 nomads. We will definitely accept them. That's a very small group, but that'll help our population with new younger people, and they'll be able to occupy these homes, help start new families. Okay, cool. So you have stone for us, which we'll definitely trade. You do have cabbage seeds, but I am not really interested in the cabbage seeds themselves. So we'll definitely request other resources. We'll take iron, we'll take coal. I mean, leather also is pretty good. Stone, wool, and logs. And wheat. So we'll just ask them to come back. I mean, we could take cabbage now. What is it, 685? We could take the cabbage now. That way we'd be able to plant farms. I don't know necessarily though if we need to start farms because we have plenty of food coming in. Yeah. We'll just get the stone for now. So that's what 2065. 57? Oh, 58. Okay. We'll just take the stone for now, and then we'll just ask them to come back. I think the first seed that we want is gonna be wheat. Pretty sure that's what we need. All right, so I'm going to end the episode here. We'll upgrade that to 200. I'm gonna end the episode here. So we had our first trade, which was semi-successful, or well, we had a couple of trades. We're gathering enough food to feed everybody. We have enough houses to start booming the population. We accepted a nomad request, so that helped get new families started in our town. And then we also built a schoolhouse so we can start educating our populace. The next thing we're going to focus on is getting our happiness up. So it's going to be a chapel, cemetery, as well as a tavern. We're going to look for seeds. Ideally, we get wheat seeds so that way we can start brewing beer. Probably this is going to be our farming area. So this will be where we do our farms and then our pastures, etc., etc. Also, our taverns will be back here somewhere. And then I think after that, it'll just be as building up more houses, upgrading to stone houses, and then ensuring that our town is just as stable as possible. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed that episode. Other than that, Grumpy out.